Hi, Elaine Enlightening, TapLightUnlimited.com, here to bring you another vlog. At Tap Light Unlimited, we're looking at the limits that we've set on ourselves that keep us from being able to see the light and the light of truth. So today I have a really neat story to tell based on something that happened to me this morning, and it will be a good demonstration for you as to how tapping can work if you will, allow it to be an experience for yourself while you're tapping with me or with someone else, as I did today. And it'll be a great demonstration of that. So today I was tapping a video from a series created by my mentor. She's doing a Becoming Fearless challenge, and this challenge is only available to, a few of the videos are available to those who have pre-sale, had bought the videos on pre-sale, the product, and she's still in the process of creating it. And I was doing one of the videos this morning, and here she was tuning in to these fears that she was facing with different sports like scuba diving and surfing and things like that. And those are not things that are going on in my experience or ever have, or I plan to in the near future. And yet I just stayed tuned into my own emotions and feelings, my own body, and allowed the memories that might come up. And I just noticed them. Well, it was very interesting because while I was tapping along, I got some very strong feelings from my memories of playing basketball. So it was still a sport, but obviously not one that's so dangerous. Although you can obviously get hurt. And it didn't have anything to do with getting hurt. It had to do with some painful memories from that time in my life. So I just really tuned into that, and the emotions got pretty strong by the end. I noticed them. So as soon as I finished that video, I just started tapping on the emotions and the feelings that I was having. And I want to interject here, usually before my tapping rounds that I'm offering in my blog, I try to remember to remind you to take responsibility for your own results with the tapping. And that's because we can tune in. If we really do tune in to our emotions and feelings, sometimes we'll get really triggered by something that someone else is you can relate to, or it'll remind you of something in your own life. And if you've been taught, or I thought, or my perception is that I was taught not to really focus on feelings or emotions, and instead I learned to avoid them. Multitudes of reasons that I won't get into here. But nonetheless, that was my habit. Now, I tried to numb my feelings with different things, and it was stuff usually like food, a lot of the time something crunchy, much of the time something sweet, because I have a real sweet tooth. And also something, I might go and watch a movie or bury myself in a movie. Those were things that I would do to avoid my feelings and try to anesthetize myself. And of course, all that does, the avoidance doesn't do anything useful. And what happens instead is that those feelings, emotions get trapped somewhere in our cellular memory, and we end up with sickness and all kinds of things going on, pain, emotional issues, whatever. And so I've learned through this process to face those things. It's really about facing our fears. And when we're willing to do that, then we can, if we have the tools to know how to deal with it, then we can move on, and we can move on to our higher truth and not be stuck in these illusions. So that's the beauty of it, of this process. And as I tapped on it, emotions started flowing, and the tears were flowing right away. I was just really surprised how much pain there was associated with this memory and all these memories. So I just addressed all the memories, all my pain, all my feelings. I just acknowledged them. I'm just learning to address them, acknowledge them, not judge it. Very important. It's just important to acknowledge them. And as I did that, I started having some shift, and I also had a correlation between a past memory with a specific person that was relating to this person in my life today. And I was able to see the mirror effect that it was having, that I was holding on to some past resentment. So instead of looking at the situation in the current day time as a negative situation, I tuned into what it meant to me and how it could be a mirror for me. And it was easy for me to see that the past memory, the pain that was related to those events and that person, was showing up in my life today. And once I acknowledged all of that, then I was able to move into the forgiveness component. That's so important. And true forgiveness is very different from the way a lot of us believe and understand it to be. And so what was cool is right before I came down to do this video, I opened up Course in Miracles, and I came right to this page, and it helped me to know what I wanted to do at the end of the video. So we are going to tap this particular lesson on forgiveness, and it's really perfect. It'll be an opportunity for you to tune into some particular person in your life. And I believed that this was a message to me to notice any remaining anger, resentment, maybe even guilt, grief. A lot of grief came up related to that event, related to this person in the current day, and how it might relate to the past. So I believe that this is an opportunity for me to let go of some more. So instead of doing a full-fledged tapping round, we're just going to tap this particular lesson. I'm going to read it to you, parts of it, and I'll give you an opportunity to tune in just to the first person that comes to your mind is usually the one you want to pay attention to. It could be someone that you thought you'd forgiven, but you still are really triggered by their memory of this person. They could be passed on, they could be in your current experience. It doesn't matter, but it does matter whether we're willing to forgive. And just kind of notice if you have a lot of resistance about that forgiveness component, and you can take this, what you learn here, and you can redo this video. You can tap it again and again until you find relief, or you can take it and just do it on your own. When I tapped that experience, I just told the story. That's all you have to do, is just tell the story. That's one of the ways you can tap it. It's just really important to let go of the judgment. Okay, so let's take a deep breath and just go on karate chop. And we're just going to tap on the main phrase and the main lesson here. So repeat after me. Let me perceive forgiveness as it is. Let me perceive forgiveness as it is. Let me perceive forgiveness as it is. Okay, now you can close your eyes and just tune in while I read this, and you can repeat after me while we tap on karate chop. Then choose one brother as he will direct, and catalog his sins as one by one they cross your mind. Be certain not to dwell on any one of them, but realize that you are using his offenses, but to save the world from all ideas of sin. Briefly consider all the evil things you thought of him, and each time ask yourself, let's go to the top of the head, would I condemn myself for doing this? Would I condemn myself for doing this? Would I condemn myself for doing this? Let him be freed from all the thoughts you had of sin in him. And now you are prepared for freedom. If you have been practicing thus far in willingness of weight across your chest, excuse me, that came out funny. And see, if you've been practicing thus far in willingness and honesty, you will begin to sense a light lifting up. a lightening of weight across your chest, a deep and certain feeling of relief. The time remaining should be given to experiencing the escape from all the heavy chains you sought to lay upon your brother, but were laid upon yourself. Forgiveness should be practiced throughout the day, for there will be still many times when you forget its meaning and attack yourself. And this occurs, when this occurs, allow your mind to see through this illusion as you tell yourself, let me perceive forgiveness as it is. When I accuse myself of doing this, I will not lay this chain upon myself. In everything you do, remember this. No one is crucified alone, and yet no one can enter heaven by himself. Let me perceive forgiveness as it is. Amen. Take a deep breath. See how that feels. Feels wonderful to me. Feels wonderful. If you are interested in getting some private sessions so that you can understand more about how this process works of forgiveness, go to taplightunlimited.com/coaching. I've still got this little frog going on, don't I? Blessings to you. Thank you for visiting my vlog today. Have a wonderful and create a wonderful day. taplightunlimited.com. Bye-bye.